easy. It's free. It's pretty flexible. It's just, again, easy. It takes a couple of seconds to set up. It takes seconds to use. It uses the Monday time tracking button. So you're already familiar with that. So it integrates with the native time tracking field, but it adds to that. So if you were kind of keen on the Monday native one, but you wanted a few extra bits and didn't feel like building them yourself, you might find that they're covered in here in Clockwork. I like it because especially for your small businesses or your businesses where you're not necessarily hinging every single thing on very, very specific breakdown tracking, it's free. It's easy to use. I like it. Again, that's one of the cons as well, though. It is very simple. It is a bit basic. You don't have things like configuring categories, billing tags, that kind of thing. It doesn't come with an approval process. The data exporting, I didn't try it, but everybody who has tried it that I've spoken to said it's not that clean or easy to manipulate the data once it comes out. So there might be some workarounds there for that, but that's probably the one bit that's a little bit more complex than the rest with this one. With the native time tracking, the integrating is only one way. So it's only from the native time tracker across to Clockwork, not the other way around. So if you're using the Clockwork tracker, which I'll show you in a sec, in the item, and you're expecting the native time tracking column to update, it won't. So for reporting or for trust or your source of truth, you need to use the Clockwork numbers that are coming out rather than the native one because it is only one way. And I'm going to do what I've done every other time. And there we go. I'm going to bring up Clockwork. There we go. Again, low-level board, projects board, tasks board, the way we like to do things around here. There's our tasks, there's our plan, there's our effort spent. All looks pretty familiar. I'm going to go into a task. We've got a time tracker there. That's the native time tracker. That's the one that we showed you first. Then we come across to Clockwork and we can see where Clockwork starts coming into its own. And I can see here that I actually created something using the native time tracker. It does tell me how it was created. If I start a timer in here and put a note against it, I can put testing, admin, no description, whatever it can be. Or I can, again, just use the native one and it pushes through to the timesheet as well, which is nice and handy. I can add time in the past, or I can use it as a timer. This is cool though. And this is just knowing your Monday automations because it does work nicely with the automations. Automatically created work log. I know here that Lockie, who did this for me, I know that he actually made that hour happen based on an automation. So he might have set up an automation that, as soon as this is assigned to me, it starts tracking. Or as soon as it assigns to me and I change the status to working on it, it starts tracking. So you can start to use your Monday automations to take away some of the clicks as it might be. But Clockwork really is kind of that simple. There's not much more to it, which I like. I can see my timesheet, which is what the native one doesn't have, which this adds to it. So I can go back. I probably had some between there to there. There we go. There was an hour on the 11th. I can click into that and see what it was. So I can see my work log list there. My working hours, my timers. So this is handy. Again, if anybody here is like me and tends to click go on a timer and then leave it running for 3 days, you can go in here and check and you can actually close all of the running ones that you've got going from one place. Really handy. Gantt chart, which is your normal sort of thing. In your Clockwork settings, you can go into the features or how to use, which is nice. They do all have that, but it was through there that I found that page I'll link you to showing everything that's on the roadmap. So that's why I wanted to highlight that there. You can filter by boards. You can break it down by users and items, and you've got your normal sort of filters up at your top level there. But that's really all there is to Clockwork. It basically takes the native time tracking and adds in some of the features from the big guys, your 7Pace and your Trackit, just to expand on it a little bit. So if you were sort of looking at the native one and going, I kind of like it, but I kind of want timesheets, there you go. But you didn't need necessarily all of the complex stuff from Trackit or 7Pace. But Trackit and 7Pace definitely each have their spots for those bigger businesses or businesses where this is absolutely crucial to have those breakdowns in.